Hello and welcome to my Let's Play / stream of Star Trek Online. This is part 43 of my TOS era Starfleet Tactical Officer. We're going to undertake the mission in the second mission in the Cold War optional story arc, Out in the Cold. So as you already know, we are in the Deferi, well, pretty much what is the Deferi sector, and it seems as though the Breen have interest in the Defera and something to do with the Preservers, who were a precursor race. But we'll of course put a stop to that because we're Starfleet and that's exactly what we do. So let's go and grab the mission. We have lost contact with 2 transports en route to outer colonies. There are more than 400 Deferi on those vessels, and with the rising threat from the Breen, I feared the worst. The last known location was near VZ 4001, and I suggest that you start your search there. The Breen have no compunction against attacking civilian ships. We seek peace with the Breen, but as we do with all beings, but they answer our efforts of friendship with death and destruction. Find our ships. If there are any survivors, please bring them home safely. We accept that, and we are already here, so let's begin. Out in the Cold. I hope everyone is alright in these travelling times when I did this stream. Try not to cover real world affairs because opinions are like arseholes. Everyone's got one. Ever true word that I always use. Ever true word. So we're receiving an emergency distress signal from the Deferi freighter Sarbok. I'm patching it through to the main view screen now, sir. To all ships in range, this is the Deferi freighter Sarbok. We are under attack and require immediate assistance. We have no weaponry aboard and our shields are failing. And anyone who can hear this, please help. It must be one of the Breen raiding parties that we were warned about, sir. If we don't get there fast, there won't be anyone left aboard to save. I've located the Sarbok by tracing their distress signal, sir, and we can engage you on your command. Let's go and give the Breen something to fight. Okay, thank you for saving us. Our sister ship, the Pac-2, was waylaid by the Breen raiders on our scheduled rendezvous point. We made a micro warp jump as soon as the Breen arrived and used the magnetic field of the comet to hide our energy signature, but the Breen have better sensors than we do. They found us. If you hadn't come along there when you did, we would have been obliterated. I'm worried about the Breen being on our next stop, so I'm going to try to get ahead of schedule and gone before they arrive. If you could please help the Pac-2. There were a dozen of people aboard that ship. This is the Deferi ship Pac-2. We escaped from the Breen slaver attack, and our anti-matter containment unit and warp cores are non-functional. We need some replacement parts immediately. We're on the edge of a warp core breach. You're in ship in range. Please, we need help. So let's find the back 2. Above us or below us? Where is it? That's the back two. So there are Breen ships inbound at warp 7. 2 waves from the looks of it. The first should be on top of us in a few seconds. Battle stations. Isn't that my job? Shouldn't I call battle stations? I'm captain of this vessel after all. Why are you moving out of my range, arsehole? Come back here. Hey. You're going to be alright now, Pack 2. Thank you for your fortunate assistance. We should be fine from here. I want to catch up with our sister ship, the Sarbok. They fled at the first sight of the Breen raiders. We've heard some of the slavers who attacked us talking about the Zahara system. If you want to take care of the Breen menace for good, you might want to start looking for them there. Course lading for the Zahara system. Looks like there's nothing there of interest, just a broken planetoid. The system scans that the Deferi provided are fairly out of date though, so something may have changed. Standing by to engage on your command. Well, we've ranked up. It's always nice when that happens. So we're heading to the Zahara system, which is over there. So we ranked up. So what we rank 1? So it's physical damage resistance and kinetic damage resistance. So we get crit severity next level. Bear with me. Okay. Right, let's continue. Crack the core. Yes, the hopefully I'll show this that loft. To hell with honour. Wouldn't know if I did. Well, actually I would. But if you're watching this back, I would know if I did. So the destroyed planetoid is the lithium-rich core. Looks like the Breen have set up a mine inside the remains of the planetoid, and true to form, they're using all captured Deferi as slave labour. We have detected a Breen picket squadron before we have to defeat the Breen picket squadrons before we can beam down to the mine. It looks like there's a small force, sir. So let's go and Breen something to think about. Alright, well, my weapons are offline. Damn, that took longer than it should have. Oh, some crits in there. Okay, it's been down to the mine. That's the last of the scout squadrons, sir. Unfortunately, we can't just beam up to the ferry. The Breen have some sort of transport disruptor field in place, and we need to get down there and disable it before we can rescue the Deferi slave labourers. Okay, Tarty, you have the con. I do like this the Cold War story arc. It was originally called Helping the Deferi, or Aiding the Deferi, I think it was actually called. So sensors are showing that the Breen are using 3 separate transport disruptors. We need to knock out those disruptors before we can transport any of the prisoners back to the Dublin. The transport disruptors appear to be specifically keyed into the Deferi physiology. That would allow the Breen to beam in and out at will, but the prisoners would be trapped. It also explains why our transporter signal wasn't disrupted. We will need to neutralise any Breen guard groups inside as well. We can't risk any unexpected Breen technology that might interfere with our rescue operation. Alright. Expect the Deferi cell. These prison cells are tied with the transporter inhibitors. Shutting the inhibitors down will allow us to rescue the captured Deferi. I'm also reading additional Deferi life signs on other levels. Based on the preliminary readings, all cells are connected with the same mechanism. There they are. Breen guards. Kill the slave masters. Good thing they're not Borg. They did? They all did. So that's a transport disruptor. Don't know why they just say transport inhibitor. Yeah. Each their own, I guess. Tin deal? Oh, yeah. A weekend thing. Didn't know the Breen operate polar on weaponry. I think it doesn't sound like it's a very stable place, this cave. What are you doing, Scavin? I like the fact that their suits are still operating, even though I killed them. That's the last of the inhibitors. Let's kill the last of the slave masters. That's all the disruptors and guards, sir. I'm picking up a new contact aboard the station. We may have aroused the curiosity of the Breen commander. We should make sure that the Deferi are beamed away safely before investigating this new threat. Looks good to me. I can have confirmation that all the Deferi prisoners have been transported safely. We are clear to return. You are the one known as Sean. I was expecting someone more impressive. After all, Breen was one of my most reliable veterans. Defeating him must have pushed you to your limits. I like to say that I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, but because I am expected Breen will end your life here, I'm afraid that won't be possible. You've been interesting, but ultimately insignificant. Farewell. Well, that's it. Now that we've taken care of the officer in charge, this entire mining operation should fall apart. But who sent that message? Frau? Could he be there who's behind all these problems with the Deferi are having? We'll need to look into more details, sir. Starfleet should be able to send patrols to ensure that the Breen don't set up shop here again, or perhaps the Deferi will establish a lithium mine here themselves. We can leave her whenever you're ready, Captain. I know she said sir, but Captain sounds better. Keep on calling me sir. It's not, I know we're in Starfleet, but it's not really in her character. Anyway. Survivors are on their way home, and we will be sending an expedition to assess the viability of operating the mines ourselves. It would be wise. Sorry, sneezed. I think it would be wise to consider a joint operation with your government. The resources on the Zahara system are rare, and the best way to maintain the balance may be to share them with you. Thank you for your assistance. Your actions help to preserve the balance.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Okay. So when we return, we will be doing Cold Comfort, and that will be in part 44. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Comments are welcome, as are thumbs up. I'm the Big B82. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out. Live long and prosper. Ciao for now.